Welcome to the Minnesota Twins franchise. My name is MrHurriicane and this is episode 32. We are nearing the All-Star break in the second season with the Twins, and we are currently 37-32. We're on pace to do a lot better than we did last season, and we're hoping to keep things going along today. In this episode, we're going to go through a full game with the Twins against the LA Angels, and afterwards, we're going to go to AAA. And what I wanted to start doing was to spotlight a specific player in the organization and talk about where they are, how they can help the team in the future, and where they are as far as their career trajectory. So let's begin. Going home against the Angels. Twins now 39-34 as they scored a victory in the first game against the Angels. And we'll have the ex-Angel Ervin Santana on the mound in this game. A 4.44 ERA. Santana, of course, in the final year of his contract here in Minnesota. We'll start things off against Mike Trout, who's already at 25 home runs this year and leads the American League in home runs and RBIs. With a good battle, he puts one on the ground at third base, and the Twins get out of this first inning no problem, 3 up and 3 down. In this matchup, the Twins face left-hander Andrew Heaney with a 3.26 ERA and pretty good numbers on the season. We see that Byron Buxton is still struggling at the plate. He hits one here to Andrelton Simmons at short, and he'll make a great throw off balance to retire Buxton. I'm really thinking that some time down at AAA might be what Buxton needs at this point. Next up, Brandon Phillips, who has been improving offensively in recent episodes. He draws a walk, and then Heaney wants no part of Miguel Sano as he walks here on 5 pitches. Twins get 2 up, and the cleanup hitter today, Kenny Vargas, who is a very good hitter against lefties, but this line drive goes straight to Logan Forsythe, and he is retired. Next up, Eddie Rosario, who can hit well against lefties. He's shown good power against them. 1-2, slider just off the outside corner. 21st pitch from Heaney, strikes out Rosario. He utilized that slider quite a bit early on. On to the second, after walking Albert Pujols, Ervin Santana strikes out Luis Valbuena on the changeup. 2 down in the second, 0-1 from Santana, and it's a sharp ground ball to Yunel Escobar as Miguel Sano was DHing in this matchup. And the out is recorded, so no hits for the Angels in the first 2 innings. Let's go bottom 2 with the Twins. Sharply hit by Kepler and taken away by Andrelton Simmons, who is a phenomenal defender, and plays like this are no problem for him as he takes away a potential hit from Max Kepler, who has actually been on a hot streak recently, and the average is climbing, still though at 219 entering this game. On to the third, there's a fastball upstairs, and Simmons looks at it for a strikeout. Trying to close out the third, but not so fast. A base hit to right by Craig Gentry was the first hit of the ball game. Then he falls behind the next batter, and Cole Calhoun skies one and left. Here comes Rosario. He makes the catch. 3 scoreless innings to open for Santana as we go bottom 3. Twins also starting slowly on offense as Jason Castro hits against the shift. Nice hit there, the Twins' first hit. Then Byron Buxton gets hit, and the Twins again put 2 aboard for Miguel Sano. He gets ahead, but is a tad late on this pitch and skies it pretty far out in right field for the jam contact it was. But it's an out, and the Twins now have to rely on Kenny Vargas, who takes a pitch over the middle, drives it out to right center, and that is gone! A 3-run shot. And that's exactly why I have Kenny Vargas now as a starter when we face lefties, and we have the benefit of a DH. Although I wasn't DHing him in this game, he can hold his own at first base. It's a 3-run home run, 423 feet from Kenny Vargas. Watch it here again, just a line shot. Off the bat, I was initially thinking double, but this thing had a lot of juice behind it. 3-0 Twins going into the fourth, and Mike Trout the batter. We weren't going to attack him very much, and a close fastball ends up being called a ball. So Trout had walked, Pujols walked earlier. Here's Pujols, and he'll put one in center, down in front of Byron Buxton. 2 aboard for the Angels as they try to answer back with some runs of their own. An 0-2 count here from Santana, and a lazy fly ball hit into left center field. No problem here, right, for Rosario? Well, he makes the catch, but his throw back to the infield goes offline, and Trout, he sees what happens and goes on to third base. Now runners at the corners. Suarez the batter, and he breaks his bat. There's Phillips. He'll try to throw it to second base, and this causes them to not get the double play. If he goes there, tags and throws, they probably get it. So the Angels do get the run from Trout, and then a fly ball deep in the gap. And that's down for extra bases. The Angels get their second run across, and the Twins give up 2 runs that they probably didn't need to. So that makes it a 3-2 game, but thankfully the inning would end there. Little jam shot here for Vargas. So just a 1-run game as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. This is Yunel Escobar, another ex-Angel. He'll take a pitch up and drive it into left field for a base hit. His numbers have also been on the rise lately. Then Max Kepler gets a hold of one, and that is not coming back. One of the biggest home runs of the series. Just as far as distance goes. Wait till you see this number. Lefty versus lefty going 485. Way out beyond standing room area. 9th home run on the season for Max Kepler, and look how much this clears the fence by. This is what you'd expect if we had to play the game at a Little League field. Way out. I tried to follow the ball here and the camera started acting up, but it got way out there. 5-2 Twins as Santana stays in the game. Gave up a couple walks and a couple hits, but to this point, smooth sailing as he gets the strikeout. 0-1 to Cole Calhoun as he also falls behind. Santana gets him on the slider right there on the inside corner. The Angels as a team had some underwhelming offensive numbers coming into this game, so it was good to see Santana control the game early on. Going on to the 6th now, we see him again battling with Trout. Well, ultimately, Trout's patience wins out and he draws his second walk. So Pujols again, this time striking out on the slider. Santana trying to earn that quality start. Pitch count getting up to around 90 as Trout takes off, and we were not expecting that. In scoring position, and Suarez into right. This will not get down. Caught by Kepler, and we'll go bottom 6. Andrew Heaney only lasted 5 innings, so here is Henry Montalvo. You can see his slider nowhere near the zone. Eddie Rosario draws a pretty easy walk here. We've been having some better at-bats, definitely being more patient. Yunel Escobar, he'll drive one to the gap. Headed out to right center and down for extra bases. Rosario on to third base, and he holds there. The Twins get second and third. And one thing I've been thinking about lately is that we're just not scoring enough runs outside of home runs. Well, Max Kepler can't quite bring home a run as Rosario holds at third base. Then Polanco pops into shallow right. That's not something we can tag up on. So now it does require a base hit. Jason Castro at bat. 1-2, strikeout on the fastball. We just can't get runs across unless that ball goes over the fence. Let's put Jake Reed into the game now as the rookie has really been impressive. I'm shocked he's not in the All-Star consideration right now. Base hit given up though to open up his day as the Angels get a runner on first base. Carlos Perez, the catcher, on to second. And this time the Twins can turn the double play as Jake Reed gets out of this 7th inning. Twins go bottom 7. Here's Miguel Sano, 2 down. And he'll put this in the air, but maybe a bit underneath it. Again, it'll travel, but not far enough as Miguel Sano is retired. On to the 8th inning. Reed in for a 2nd inning. Cole Calhoun the batter as Reed runs way inside and then misses the outside corner. He falls behind. And Calhoun scorches one into the right field corner, and that'll put 2 in scoring position for the Angels. Not the sharpest outing here for Jake Reed, so Tom Wilhelmsen, the veteran, comes into the game. Doing really well against lefties, but not so well against righties. Mike Trout, the batter, and we kind of pitch around him here, and he takes a curveball, and we're lucky he did. And then a line drive to left, wide of the chalk, but Escobar makes the catch, 1 down. Kind of the same approach against Pujols as we were okay walking him to get the bases loaded. And that brings up Luis Valbuena, who hits a sharp line drive this time to first. 2 line drives hit right at Twins defenders, and the Angels now with 2 down, full count to Suarez, and he strikes out on the 96-mile-per-hour fastball, and the Twins maintain a 3-run lead. Bottom of the 8th inning, can they get any more insurance runs? Well, this is driven high and hard to right center field. Eddie Rosario hits one out of here. Number 11 on the season as the Twins get another run via the long ball. 4-run lead now, so Glenn Perkins can kind of take a rest. Then Escobar, he pulls one deep to left. Another home run for the Twins, their 4th of the game. Big day for Yunel Escobar, who was a triple shy of the cycle to this point. Twins pulling away as they take a commanding 5-run lead. Escobar came into this game with the highest average in this starting lineup. Joe Mauer's is a little higher, but Escobar is hitting .258. And after a really slow start for both Phillips and Escobar, those 2 veteran signings are beginning to pay off for us. I was getting worried about that situation early in the season, but now I think we're doing all right. Are the Twins done? Well, Max Kepler doesn't seem to think so. Off the wood facing there, nearly another homer. It's a loud single, so maybe put an exclamation point next to it in the scorebook. And we're going to pinch hit Nico Goodrum here for Jorge Polanco. I wanted to see if he could keep the rally going, and unfortunately, a double play will end the fun here in the 8th. So we go into the 9th. Buddy Bo Shears enters the game, and immediately he is taken out deep to right. Home run by Logan Forsythe, who had the double earlier that drove in an Angels run. So a 4-run game. Then Andrelton Simmons giving Bo Shears one heck of a battle, fouling off everything in his arsenal. And finally, base hit into center field. The Angels weren't just going to go 3 up, 3 down here in the 9th. Back to the top of the order with Craig Gentry hitting one past first base. Another hit for the Angels, making things a little interesting in the 9th. Cole Calhoun. Now Bo Shears having trouble finding the zone. There's a ground ball, hit to second. Phillips touches, but he won't be able to get both. The Angels score again, and now it's time for Glenn Perkins to enter, as it did become a save situation suddenly. 2 outs and Mike Trout the batter, going right after him with the fastball. Trout, 2 swings and misses against the Perkins fastball. And a slider gets in to go around. Strike 3, and the Twins win. 7-4 game here against the Angels. Really fun game with all the home runs and the good pitching from Ervin Santana. And Bo Shears made things a little more nervous in the 9th than they had to be. But if you think about it, he is the setup guy. Maybe he was just doing Perkins a favor there. Perkins got his 23rd save and was in place to get number 24 the next day. Twins trying to bring out the brooms here and sweep the Angels out of Minneapolis. But the tying run is a base hit away. Perkins, though, doesn't care. He gets a strikeout to close out this game as well. 3-game sweep for your and my Minnesota Twins. This time it was Yadier Alvarez. 7 innings, 7 strikeouts, rock solid performance. Good to see the Twins get some great pitching and collect more wins. They're now 7 games above 500. Now we're going to travel out east to Rochester and take a look at Jose Berrios. He is the player I wanted to spotlight today. We all know that Berrios has a ton of potential, and there's a great chance he could lead this rotation going into the future. I thought that would happen this season, but a shaky spring training had him sent to Rochester, where he hasn't been tremendous, but he has been improving. Coming into this game, Berrios had a .413 ERA and still was struggling with the walks. In 69 innings, he had 47 walks, also 73 strikeouts. Early in this game, command was not an issue, and he was getting the strikeouts. Here is a curveball that gets called a strike to close out the first inning. Berrios is currently the ace of the AAA team, and also note that Maxwell Fowler is now at AAA. In the second inning, we have Jose Berrios squaring off against Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And suddenly, Berrios was losing his command. could not find the strike zone and walks Guerrero on 4 pitches. Next batter, he gets back into the strike zone, and this is ripped down the line, grazing the chalk and headed to the left field corner. This is a double, putting 2 in scoring position. Now, Berrios is the kind of pitcher that when he's on his game, he can get out of trouble because he has that strikeout ability. He gets 1 on the changeup, and this, driven to left, almost puts 3 on the board. Watch out, it's going to hit a car. We come back, and Berrios gets the strikeout with the 2-seam fastball again. Not quite on the corner, but still gets the call. And he strikes out the side, that time using the changeup below the zone. Into the third, another one here, waving at the curveball. Buffalo hitters not having much success against Berrios. Look at that strike call, they just kept coming. This was a big strike zone Berrios was dealing with. And there's another strikeout. I believe they're saying he went around. I didn't think he did, but I also had a terrible angle at it. Another strikeout for Berrios as we go on to the 4th, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with a loud out to center field. No runs through 4. We go on to the 5th. That is scorched, and this time Quentin Berry cannot track it down. Just the 2nd hit of the game for Buffalo, as Berrios again has to deal with a runner in scoring position. Just 1 out, but a big swing and miss on the changeup, followed up by a cold strike on the inside corner. He was getting all of the close calls. I almost felt bad for Buffalo. After getting their runner to third base, a little pop-up for the catcher ends the inning. We'll go on to the 6th, Berrios at 86 here on the pitch count. This is skied into right center, but again, no problem. Jose Berrios did a really good job in this game as he went 6 1/3. Now we're going to watch an at-bat here from Quentin Berry, who might be deserving of a call-up. His numbers are fantastic, and he delivers here with a runner in scoring position, a single down the line, a very slow roller, and the runner has no problem touching home. 3-0 Rochester going into the 9th, and this is closer Nick Burdi. He throws a pretty good fastball at 96, and perhaps he is the successor to Glenn Perkins that we are looking for. Nick Burdi takes care of the 9th, and the Rochester Red Wings celebrate victory. Really good day here for Jose Berrios. These are the kind of starts that will get him closer to the major leagues again. He was great to close out last year. It just didn't carry into spring training and the start to this season. And he is still young and developing, so there are going to be some hurdles, of course, but hopefully he can start to become the major league pitcher that we really want him to become. Morale is down with him being in the minors. He wants to be up at the big leagues, and perhaps there will be an opportunity for that this season, but just not right now. The Lookouts are playing well. The Red Wings are in 2nd place in their division. Twins in 2nd place. The organization right now is succeeding here in Season 2, and that's really exciting to see. The Twins have some offense improving at the major league level. I believe things are headed in the right direction for this franchise, both short-term and long-term. But of course, things can change in baseball. One bad week can change your entire trajectory, so we will see what is to come for the Twins. But if you enjoyed that little section where we focused on Jose Berrios and had a lot of commentary about him, perhaps you'd like to see me do the same for other players in the organization. If so, leave those player suggestions down below in the comments, whether it's a pitcher where we can go through a full start, or perhaps a position player and we can play all their at-bats in an entire series and see how they perform. Thank you all for watching and supporting the Minnesota Twins franchise. There will be an additional episode this week, as I really had fun recording this one. And if you look back to that double hit by Logan Forsythe, the one where I didn't even hit the accuracy bar on the pitch, what happened was I was recording this episode during the World Series, and that happened right as Carlos Correa hit that big home run late in the game. So that is why the pitch was so terrible. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Please leave your feedback down below in the comment section. Looking forward to interacting with you down there. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Much more Twins franchise on the way. I'll see you next time. Have a great day.